cried out. And when the captains of the chariots saw that it was not the king of Israel, they turned back. But a certain man drew his bow by chance and struck the king of Israel between the scale armor and the breastplate. Therefore he said to the driver of this chariot, "Turn around and carry me out of the battle, for I am wounded." And the battle grew hot that day, and the king was propped up in his chariot, the Syrians, until at evening he died. And the blood of the wound flowed into the bottom of the chariot, and about sunset a cry went through the army, every man to his city and every man to his country. So the king died, and he was brought to Samaria, and they buried the king in Samaria, and they washed the chariot by the pool of Samaria. And the dogs licked up the blood, and the harlots washed themselves in it, according to the word of the Lord which he had spoken. Now the rest of the acts of Ahab, and all that he did, and the ivory house which he built, and all the cities that he built, are they not written in the book of Chronicles of the kings of Israel? So Ahab slept with his fathers, and Ahaziah his son reigned over his stead. Jehoshaphat the son of Asa began to reign over Judah in the 4th year of Ahab king of Israel. Jehoshaphat was 35 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 25 years in Jerusalem. He walked in all the ways of Asa his father. He did not turn aside from it, doing what was right in the sight of the Lord. Yet the high places were not taken away, and the people still sacrificed and burned incense on the high places. Jehoshaphat also made peace with the king of Israel. Now the rest of the acts of Jehoshaphat and his might that he showed, and how he warred, and they not written in the books of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah. The remnant of the male cult prostitutes who remained in the days of his father, Asa, he exterminated from the land. There was no king in Edom. A deputy was king. Jehoshaphat made ships of the Tarshish to go to Ophir for gold, but they did not go to the ships. They were wrecked. Then Ahaziah, the son of Ahab, said to Jehoshaphat, "Let my servants go with your servants in the ship." But Jehoshaphat was not willing. And Jehoshaphat slept with his fathers and was buried with his fathers in the city of David his father, and Jehoram his son reigned in his stead. Ahaziah the son of Ahab began to reign over Israel in Samaria in the 17th year of Jehoshaphat, king of Judah, and he reigned 2 years over Israel. He did what was evil in the sight of the Lord, and walked in the way of his father, and in the way of his mother, and in the way of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, who made Israel to sin. He served Baal and worshipped him, and provoked the Lord, the God of Israel, to anger in every way that his father had done. Wow, I think that's the first book, huh? Of Kings. We have to do some sort of, book complete. Yay. All right. Yeah, sure, go for it. Emily is about to make it on camera. That's her thumb.
Let's go.
All right, we're on to the second book of Kings. After the death of Ahab, Moab rebelled against Israel. Now Ahaziah fell through the lattice in his upper chambers in Samaria, sick. So he sent messengers telling them, "Go inquire of Baal Zebub, the god of Ekron, whether I shall recover from this sickness." But the angel of the Lord said to Elijah the Tishbite, "Arise, and go up to meet the messengers of the king of Samaria, and say to them, it is because there is no God in Israel that you are going to inquire of Baal Zebub, the God of Ekron. Now therefore, thus says the Lord, you shall not come down from the bed, to which you have gone, but you shall surely die. So Elijah went. The messengers returned to the king, and he said to them, why have you returned? And they said to him, there came a man to meet us, and said to us, go back to the king who sent you, and say to him, thus says the Lord, is it because there is no God in Israel that you are sending to inquire of Baal-zebub, the god of Ekron? Therefore you shall not come down from the bed to which you have gone, but you shall surely die. He said to them, what kind of man was he who came to meet you and told you these things? They answered him, he wore a garment of haircloth, with a belt of leather about his loins. And he said, if Elijah is the Tishbite, then the king sent to him a captain of 50 men with his 50. He went up to Elijah, who was sitting on the top of the hill, and said to him, O man of God, the king says, come down. But Elijah answered the captain of 50, if I am a man of God, let fire come down from heaven and consume you and your 50. Then fire came down from heaven and consumed him and his 50. Again the king sent to him another captain of 50 men with his 50. And he went up and said to him, O man of God, this is the king's order. Come down quickly. But Elijah answered them, if I am a man of God, let fire come down from heaven and consume you and your 50. You're never going to guess what happens next. Then the fire of God came down from heaven and consumed him and his 50. Again the king sent the captain of a third 50 with his 50. And the third captain of 50 went up and came and fell on his knees before Elijah and entreated him, O man of God, I beg you, let my life and the life of these 50 servants of yours be precious in your sight. Behold, fire came down from heaven, and it consumed the 2 former captains of 50 men with their 50s. But now let my life be precious in your sight. Then the angel of the Lord said to Elijah, go down with him. So he arose and went down with him to the king, and said to him, thus says the Lord, because you have sent these messengers, is it because there is no God in Israel to inquire of his word? Therefore you shall not come down from the bed to which you have gone, but you shall surely die. I hear the door opening and I'm getting nervous already. 17. No spoilers.
17 what?
2 Kings.
Oh, please hold.
Jess. My man. Jesse's donated. Should I do this now?
Yeah, but first. Oh yeah.
We're just about to start another one.
Thanks, Jesse. Let's go.